Good evening from San Ignacio Town. With the 9 o'clock news, I am Patrick Jones. In the headlines, over a dozen caregivers complete professional development training. Prime Minister Dean Barrow travels to the United States, and Guatemala appoints a new ambassador to the United States. Stay tuned for details of these and other stories coming up after these messages.
Who said that deals only happen once a year or only on special occasions? Walk into any one of our central TV and internet offices to get free installation, free modems, and free MyTV subscriptions. Visit us whether you're in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, or Benque, or give us a call toll-free at 0800 Cable TV. Central TV and Internet. Bundle and save.
Bundle and save. Central TV and Internet.
If you're planning a renovation, landscaping, or construction project, Builders Hardware can supply just about anything you need to get the job done. Garden equipment and supplies, hand tools, bathroom supplies and accessories, power tools, kitchen accessories, lights, plumbing supplies, doors and windows, home and auto paint supplies. No one understands your project requirements better than we do. Come visit us on Constitution Drive in Belmopan. Call us at 822-0501 or 822-1071. At Builders Hardware, we have everything you need right when you need it. Quality, variety, quantity, and service with a smile. Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
Here now is the news in details. A 5-week training course on the basics of caregiving will formally conclude on Tuesday with the presentation of certificates to the participants. 17 persons took the training and will be formally accredited tomorrow. According to an official release, the graduates include persons who are employed and those who are seeking employment as caregivers in homes of the elderly or in assisted living facilities. The training, which was carried out by the Belize Training and Employment Center, started in the middle of July and was done in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, the Ministry of Health, the National Council on Aging, and the Sister Cecilia Home for the Elderly. The training included topics such as what is aging, aging and the mind, dementia and Alzheimer's, developing a care plan, activities for daily living, injury prevention, mechanics of moving, nutrition and diet, and personal hygiene. In addition, participants also had hands-on training in first aid and CPR, which was conducted by the Belize Emergency Response Team. A shooting incident on Saturday night in Belize City has left one man injured. The victim has been identified as 35-year-old Clive Arnold. According to police, Arnold was walking on Rivero Street heading towards Boots Crescent just before 7 o'clock on Saturday night when someone fired shots that caught him to the upper right abdomen and right hand. Arnold was taken to the Carl Hushner Memorial Hospital for medical treatment and is listed in a stable condition. Police investigations continue. The official police report calls it an aggravated burglary, as late on Saturday night a man was allegedly assaulted at gunpoint in his home in Belize City. Authorities say that around 11 o'clock on Saturday night, 50-year-old Adolfo McCoy opened his front door for a young lady and went back into his bedroom. McCoy says that shortly after, he was accosted by a man who carried a chrome-colored revolver who uttered a death threat to him. The gunman reportedly pulled the trigger, but the gun snapped. That was when McCoy allegedly pushed the gunman, and the suspect in turn hit McCoy in the right side of his head. Police have since arrested and charged 32-year-old Linsford Acosta for the crime of aggravated burglary. 28-year-old Peter Portillo Jr. was arrested early on Sunday morning after police say they found him carrying a revolver for which he had no license. Police say that while on patrol on Cemetery Road, they stopped and searched Portillo, who had a .38 revolver with 5 live rounds of ammunition for which he could not produce a license. He was subsequently arrested and charged for the crime of keeping a firearm without a gun license. Prime Minister Dean Barrow has traveled to Houston, Texas, USA. The purpose of the trip is to accompany his wife for a medical checkup, according to a short press release announcing the Prime Minister's departure from the country on Saturday. Prime Minister Barrow is due to return to Belize on Thursday. While Mr. Barrow is in Houston, Deputy Prime Minister Patrick Faber is acting Prime Minister. And the news just in, the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, is informing that southern Belize, in particular the Toledo district, is experiencing flooding. Jacintoville is currently under flood conditions, and the Aguacate village is inaccessible, and the water is 15 feet above the bridge. Other villages along the Moho River must closely monitor the flood situation and take the necessary precautions. Other villages in the Toledo and Stan Creek districts must be on alert for flooding. People who live along rivers, creeks, waterways, and low-lying areas and whose home is likely to flood are cautioned to move to a high and safe building with friends, family, or in the community shelter before nightfall. Drivers are asked to slow down and put on their hazard lights when driving through the rain and flooded areas. And that's an advisory issued by NEMO, the National Emergency Management Organization, late this evening. You're watching the 9 o'clock news. We will have more of the day's stories for you right after these messages. If you would like to become a sponsor of any of our programs, including live broadcasts, sporting events, the news, the garden show, and others, call the TNC 10 office during normal working hours, or you can reach us at any time via email. TNC 10, taking television in Belize to the next level, offering full high-definition programming seen nowhere else in Belize.
Make sure you cut this riverside good now. Knuckles down, I want it. And make sure I go see the river straight from the house, and I want one nicely area where we could picnic, you know. Then when you're done, you could start on the hill over there, so. See, I want it clean, 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 so we could plant.
Yes, Pa.
Hey neighbor, I hear correct? You the peel by the riverside and over the up on that hill? Man, that will happen to you. You don't know about soil erosion? You don't know it's important for left one leaf buffer by the riverside with some trees and some shrubs?
Buffer for what?
Buffer for what? Boy, you see what they do? When it rain or when it dry, the soil wash away or turn loose, and wash away right into the river and cause pollution. And if the soil wash away, then you will lose some land too. And that the same thing on the hillside. When the rain cause the roots and the trees and the grass not there to hold the soil together, it just wash right down and could come by your house like one landslide.
What? For true?
Yes, man, I know I tell you no lie.
And how you know this?
From the Department of the Environment people, when they come inspect one illegal dump.
Oh, I may think them people only look for them big resort. I never know that they look for all of that.
Oh yes, man. They look for everything for the environment. Watch ya. They only help with take care of things, you know. But that we fit take care of things. Cause when things happen, that all of we get affected. Remember what they say happen? Why Kendall Bridge gone? That mistake of all of them big tree were cut down and drop into the river. You want it to happen again? Alright.
Help us protect the environment and our lives.
Wondering what it feels like to be in the clouds? Then let's go on an exciting tour and experience a great new adventure. TNH Tours Belize offers a variety of horseback riding combined with caving, canoeing, and personalized tours. Enjoy pristine jungle canopies, caves, and magnificent views. Tour safely with our licensed tour guides and professional horsemen. For a memorable tour in the heart of Belize's natural heritage, come to TNH Tours. For more information, contact us at tnhtoursbelize.com or call 667-8884 or 600-1293. Thanks for choosing TNH Tours Belize. Welcome back to the 9 o'clock news. The Caribbean Examination Council, CXC, has reported a decline in overall performance in the May-June 2016 Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate examinations. According to a release from CXC, only 66% of candidates achieved acceptable scores of grades 1 to 3. This reflects a 2 percentage point decrease in comparison to 2015, when 68% of candidates achieved similar grades. While performance improved in 14 subject areas, CXC reported a decline in 17 subjects and constant grades in 4. Among the subjects which performed at 90% or better this year are physical education and sport, with 98% of entries achieving acceptable grades. Theater arts also topped the list with 95%. Agricultural science had 92% pass rate. Electronic document preparation and management recorded 91%. And principles of business had 90%. CXC also reported mixed results in mathematics and English. A new ambassador of Guatemala to the Organization of American States has been accredited. At the presentation of credentials at the OAS headquarters, Secretary General Luis Almagro welcomed the new Guatemalan diplomat, saying that one of the issues awaiting him is the ongoing border dispute with Belize. With more on the story, here is OAS Television.
The new ambassador of Guatemala to the OAS, Gabriel Aguilera, today presented credentials to OAS Secretary General Luis Almagro. During the ceremony, Ambassador Aguilera highlighted the commitment of his country to the organization and the parallels between the goals of his people and the basic purposes of the OAS. The 4 pillars of the OAS reflect in large part the aspirations, the struggles, and the achievements of the people of Guatemala in their most recent history. For his part, Secretary General Almagro welcomed Ambassador Aguilera and reiterated the commitment of the OAS to help in search of a solution to the territorial dispute between Guatemala and Belize. Your work will be greatly appreciated, and the importance of Guatemala is recognized by everyone. Your transition here will be an easy one. We welcome you and offer our thanks to your country for sending a diplomat of your quality as permanent representative. The ceremony, held in Washington, D.C., included the participation of the chair of the Permanent Council, the Assistant Secretary General, and several ambassadors from member states.
It was a busy weekend in sport, with action ranging from basketball to under-17 football and the start of the Premier League of Belize tournament. Here are highlights of the weekend sporting events with Misael Gonzalez.
Good evening. With the sports updates, I am Misael Gonzalez. To start off, in the U17 tournament held at the Isidoro Beaton Stadium in Belmopan, 6 teams took part, including 1 participant per district. The championship game featured Belize District and Independence. It was a very competitive game, but in the end, Belize District prevailed, beating Independence by a score of 4-3 to claim the championship. Also, this past weekend, PLB Premier League of Belize kicked off its opening season with the initial game played between Belmopan Bandits and the new entrant FC Belize. After 90 minutes of play, it was a 0-0 draw. Meanwhile, Plasencia Assassins defeated another new entrant to the PLB, the Freedom Fighters from Punta Gorda Town. The final score was 3-0 in favor of the Assassins. In the third game of the weekend, Oranjewak FC was defeated by BDF by a final score of 5-1. And in the fourth game of the weekend, another newcomer, Wagia FC, that defeated Verdes FC 2-0. The one that took rest was Police United after, in this new season, it's 9 teams in the competition. And in the fourth game of the weekend, another newcomer, Wagia FC, that defeated Verdes FC 2-0. And that's a look at sports. I am Misael Gonzalez.
This is the news on TNC 10. Stay tuned for a look at the weather. That's right after these messages.
If you're planning a renovation, landscaping, or construction project, Builders Hardware can supply just about anything you need to get the job done. Garden equipment and supplies, hand tools, bathroom supplies and accessories, power tools, kitchen accessories, lights, plumbing supplies, doors and windows, home and auto paint supplies. No one understands your project requirements better than we do. Come visit us on Constitution Drive in Belmopan. Call us at 822-0501 or 822-1071. At Builders Hardware, we have everything you need right when you need it. Quality, variety, quantity, and service with a smile. Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
Who said that deals only happen once a year or only on special occasions? Walk into any one of our central TV and internet offices to get free installation, free modems, and free MyTV subscriptions. Visit us whether you're in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, or Benque, or give us a call toll-free at 0800 Cable TV. Central TV and Internet. Bundle and save.
Bundle and save. Central TV and Internet.
Unstable conditions are factors in our weather at the start of the week. Here is the forecast for the next 24 hours. And that is a look at the weather with information provided by forecaster Angelia Guy at the Belize Weather Bureau. To summarize the news, here are the main points again. Over a dozen caregivers complete professional development training Prime Minister Dean Barrow travels to the United States, and Guatemala appoints a new ambassador to the U.S. With the headlines, we end this edition of the 9 o'clock news. Thank you for joining us. I am Patrick Jones. Have a good evening and a good night.